Yeah, no, I think that's super safe. That's super safe. I'm curious about C-Ram Spick and Courtyard. Like, well, but to be fair, no, continue.
Muted here. Nobody heard anything I said, but yeah, OP picked Barroom. Obviously, I was like half expecting C-Rams to pick Aquarium here, which is kind of OP's nemesis
I
venue.
I think C Rams it doesn't even worry about what his opponent's not good at, and he
Yeah,
focuses on what he's good at. Because the thing is, he loves his venues where he feels confident that he's gonna win the sniper game, and with venues like Library and Modern and Gallery, those venues taken, I think he just went for a comfort sniping venue that
yeah,
he may have a better chance on the spy side because OpiWrites is arguably the best spy on the game. A lot of people have seen him that way. And C Rams is probably the best up and coming sniper. He's been, we saw him go through the SCL last with like an 88% sniper
hmm
win percentage. And and he's had an incredible Summer Cup run here. He was, I believe, 0-1-1 in his first two games. And so he was forced into a spot where he was going to have to win with a good margin and then not even get a great place in the bracket, and he's done that. And then he played Nebula round one and he pulled off the upset there. And I think once you beat Nebula, you kind of have this confidence that, like, okay, I just beat Nebula, I could beat anybody. And so while OpiWrites may, he has more experience, he may be a small favorite, CRAM Sniper is going to keep this game very, very close.
yeah.
Absolutely. Like we've only seen like for a long time. I can't remember the last lopsided C-Rams victory. It still feels like they all are super tight. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of sniper wins. I'm curious to see if there's like any early spy wins because that's just going to really I don't know what happens from C-Rams. I've never had to see C-Rams really have to deal with playing from behind like a whole of like 2 or 3 games where they get their sniper gets broken. So we'll just have to see how that shakes out.
I
But again, I assume it's gonna be close.
I think he's not great when on the back foot typically because he played against Aragoria and Aragoria got a spy game or two early and she beat him pretty handedly. It was like 8-4 or something maybe. And so um it's those type of things where, like, if you're on the back foot and you're really, and that's the problem, like, yes, if you're gonna pick one of the two to be really, really good at, you want to pick the sniper because it's a sniper sided game. And if you just win all your sniper games, that's like half at least. And it's hard to lose if you win every sniper game. It's impossible actually. But um, with that said, it's also, I don't know if I've seen a player like Sierras who is so like lopsidedly strong in one area. Like, his spy isn't bad, but his spy it's fine, but his sniper is so good that that's what typically like keeps him in the games. And so I just think we have a huge discrepancy between OP spy and CRAM spy. And so I think it's very important for CRAMs to not get behind early because when you're just so strong at only one of the two, it makes it very uncomfortable when you need to catch up.
Absolutely. Well, I am super excited for it. I think we should jump in.
I am ready.
Yes, yes. I am ready as well. We are starting things off back at Gallery. It's the same format as the last game. We are starting with another Pearls spy of OpiWrites on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Drink in hand, I've come to know that that is Opie's least favorite thing ever, so we probably will not be seeing any cheese plays.
It's true, but and Opie doesn't do as much time of chaos focused unless he's changed his play since like the long kind of history. Because also that's one of the things about Opie might be the person I casted the most. He's just been around for so long. We are gonna have a white microfilm, and
Ooh,
the head turn is while we're checking down and we're starting to look at
perfect
statues.
timing.
I do think that we're gonna get away with that. I do think that Opie might feel like they might be under the have been like noticed, but I also think that Opie is good at if you do something that's super obvious and if it's caught by the sniper, well then you're just dead anyways. And Opie's good about being like, okay, I just can't, I can't try. I'm not gonna be able to shake a microfilm credit, right? If you saw the handshake, it's not like I can try to like fake BB and do a BB split to try to get a low light for that specific thing. You're going to be watched. You just have to play like you're not doing it. And we are going to be doing that right as we go in here. We flirt before we step in.
48% is not what we want to see though. And we're still gonna need 2 more flirts. Not getting rewarded for the green test right there. That's kind of a brutal 48%. It felt like we were really close. Another head turn after. Oh my goodness, 2 white microfilms, but no shot has come off yet. I mean, maybe I do know C-Rams is one of the snipers that shoots for full mission progress. And I have also seen C-Rams take shots where he hasn't seen the microfilm at all. He just knows this person wanted both books and has taken that shot. And so while it's looking like a good solid start for Opie, you really never know until the mission countdown.
Yeah, no, I definitely think, and like also if C-Rams would not be shy about being like, this is the first game of this intense set, right, versus a pretty storied opponent. That if they did feel like they saw something 100% positive, they might just take a breath and be like, cool, I get to not worry, right, and not stressing out as much. That said, they are zooming in a lot on that tray, so if they're feeling super confident, I feel like there wouldn't be as they'd have to really be selling the zoom in on the tray, the zoom in on Disney there. So there's a chance that we actually didn't see that head turn. I actually thought we were dead with that head turn, but it doesn't look like we are.
That's a really good gallery BB. There's only 5 low lights, which on a venue with we green purloin as well, and we get a reject. We're gonna have to shoot for this purloin here, and I think this is gonna be a tough shot. Honestly, there's a reject chain going. If Smallman takes this here with some cover, Smallman rejects too. Oh, this is getting brutal. Oh, Opie is nodding. Opie is nodding on the spy side because he knows.
It might get offered to him. Oh no, it is gonna get taken.
The low light's taking it. The low light takes it. Are we gonna find the shot?
Oh my god!
Oh my god, we do! And that's what I was saying. Even if we're not sure on the microfilm, C-Rams, unlike most people, is able to take these unbelievable shots. And that first game C-Rams showing how strong his sniper really is. That is a very great shot.
It is a great shot, and it makes me wonder if we actually had complete proof. So C-Rams might have also just been treating microfilm like a softail, and White visited both shelves, and would have been the only person that could have done like a seduce. Hard to tell with that one. I will say one of the things that Opie did show during this game that might be a motif is avoided statues, both because C-Rams uses a lot of information from statues. He has this whole long post around statues, and his highlighting method around statues. And Opie doesn't like picking up highlights for statues. So I would expect to see a mini games like this, where instead of going and getting inspects, we are doing things like both transferring and during purloin. But we'll see if that plays out in there. Great shot by C-Rams. Well done. And this can be already a strong start to the set.
And I like your point on treating the microfilm like a softail, because I that shot did not seem like a confident shot, right? The purloin goes off, we take 5 seconds, we did not just immediately point to pearls and shoot, right? We really thought about that one and went through our options, because there was a good 4 options there in that conversation that had rejected. And typically a lot of the time when you green purloin, it's you want to get in the chain, and we were at the beginning of the chain. And so just the fact that we were able to find that shot, it's just so impressive. And Opie was nodding and C-Ram still found the shot. So Opie knows what he's getting into now, but let's see what C-Rams can do on the spy side as Duke, playing it in 3, 2, 1.
I almost want to know what would have happened if Wheels rejected and we had the wraparound offer of whether or not Opie would have taken or not and done the green after take play, because that's just like fun to see if that throws off the timing in that one. I will say also Opie very economic with their the timing that they had on that one. They actually got stuff done where a long reject chain as your last mission sometimes has the kind of like backfiring effect of it will actually get taken sometimes in overtime, even because it took so long. But Opie was very, very quick during that game to get that kind of
We're
finish. So that looked
we're
great.
going to the statue here to flirt. We want to get a partial progress here. 2 for 1. We're gonna get it's a white test. 17%. That just made me sick to my stomach. C-Ram's not loving that, but we will get the pair of inspects here at least.
Yep, it's never perfect, but and the other thing that's a bummer though is even though cross statue flirts are like they're going to be like kind of like the max range, right?
Ooh,
You can
SDA
still get
joins the other
paired.
conversation. Sorry to interrupt there, but this could be a very good time for the contact.
Absolutely, we do pass it up though because like right now we
In the end
oh
of it.
no we don't pass
Oh
it up.
no, that BB got a lot worse as the SDA is on her way up. Now this back converse or this the back conversation is going to get a lot more attention than the front conversation. If that BB was 5 seconds earlier, there would have been a lot of suspects.
No, and 100%, I think you're absolutely correct that the timing on that first one was great. Now that said, after that banana bread, there's a lot of statue visitors. So we are one of many statue visitors, which is pretty great for C-Rams. So what it does is it kind of shifts our potential civ shot pool really strongly in the favor of that front conversation circle, where we are among. Oh, and there's
Oh my God,
just a
it's Sean
shot on
Smallman.
Smallman.
He
Oh,
did just finish inspects. Obviously we flirted with him at the first inspects. He was just there as you were talking about. After the PB goes off, he does leave into that second inspect. Maybe just paranoid about a potential bug. I mean, it is Smallman on on gallery. You can get a bug pretty easily at the back with a lot of cover. Getting those inspects done, the BB done. I mean, that is a very understandable shot. And we go into conversation and we talk pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, Smallman definitely did a lot of help for us there. And yeah, it's now a very early 2-0 start for C-Rams, and that is bad news for OP.
yeah, no, this makes Redwoods huge because this is one of C-Ram's weaker spots that actually he can get broken on is Redwoods.
Yeah,
Opie really
I
needs to win this game.
Yeah, the beauty of this next, 6 games or so is we have a very big stretch where spies could get away with stuff. I know that I personally found a lot of success versus C-Rams on Tayan. Redwoods is OP's strong menu, and Pub is a, kind of a wild card, anything could happen venue. And so while it's a 2-0 lead for C-Rams, and C-Rams has an unbelievable sniper, OP also has an unbelievable spy. Let's not forget that. And so I'm very excited to see what he will do. Seeing Opie pick Smallman here, spawning next to the ambassador, I reckon we're gonna be in for some shenanigans in playing it in 3, 2, 1. No shenanigans. We were too close to the ambassador, so I guess we're just gonna loop and try to pick up a flirt at the bar.
Yeah, and we're gonna pick up this for the bar. Are we going to try to actually get this? We're not gonna bail on the bar because there's just so many people here. Are we gonna actually wait our full time to take this? So are we going to? We are gonna actually take the drink. So we're not gonna do the reject force forward. So we'll see how we're going here. There is a contact available. So let's see. Sari is close. No, actually, I think Ambassador's closer out of these two. I actually can't tell. No, Sari's closer. Sari's closer, I think, out of the two of these if we send, which would go to books first before that. So that's not actually a great send opportunity. But there's a contact-ish opportunity here. Seek is still at that conversation. The bar now is joining a back conversation circle. I don't think we're actually going to do anything with this bar because if we were going to, we would have to kind of do it by now. It just didn't really shake out for us, really.
Yeah, it could always be pretty scary. Something that did shake out for us is getting this flirt done. A seat comes right next to us. We hit a green test, get
In the end of it.
51%, and we got the contact done. So 2 missions done. We have 2 minutes to play. And one thing I like about OP Spy that I've noticed already is I feel like a lot of good spies like to lead with like aggressive plays. I think OP is very good at timing his aggression.
Conversation bug.
Yep. We gulp into a bug in the conversation. I think we're very fortunate that the ambassador did not leave until just now. He stayed with us a good while, and that's 3 missions done already. And it's what is that 4th mission as Smallman though, right? Like when you're playing as Smallman, bugs are inherently a lot easier as you have a lot more cover. We're gonna print at the back. We're definitely seeing. We got low lit as we were, picking this up. If we go print again, I think it's a shot.
Yeah, it's hard to tell exactly what we're going to be doing with this. So we have a long time to print. I do think like right now we don't have to finish these fingerprints. We could do
No,
something else. I do not think that Opie is going to finish in specs though. I think that Opie is either going to print or look for something like a
it's got to be
purloin.
swap or purloin. I think are the other two options.
I
We're
mean,
not getting the microfilm. We're not getting the inspects done. You know, and I think going to any of these printable statues or books is just gonna get a shot. I think a green swap might be the best play. There's no bar activity. I mean, Wills is there, but he's a low light. Yep, to the statue we go. This is the moment of truth right here. We see him in our vision on the right. Is this it? 9 seconds. C-Rams is gonna have to find this shot. Is he gonna find it? 4 seconds. I don't think we're zooming in. We are not finding this shot. And OpiWrites gets one back on the spy side. Let C-Ram know your sniper's good, but my spy's good too. And it's 2-1 now.
Yeah, Opie was like, all right, Smallman won you the last game. I am now going to win this game with Smallman. Smallman actually was the correct spy to pick. You just picked wrong, and showing him why. Really great use of the of Smallman in a way that was chill Smallman, where Smallman was just in a conversation circle with Ambassador at standing distance, but not crowding distance, and didn't force something like a path that was really suspicious. Which then what that got us is yeah, maybe if we had tried to force the path around Ambassador, we could have gotten the bug, but we wouldn't have had the follow up natural fingerprint, a very patient fingerprint that then ended up being our victory there. And one other small thing that Opie did is he faked at the obvious fake time. But you do, like I'm saying obvious, but you do have to do it. He faked when everybody but Ambassador was in conversation circle. That just shows awareness. Like if you think about it, well, of course you need to throw in a contact in that spot because it's gonna you just get more people credit. And honestly, the sniper should be wondering why you wouldn't be throwing in a contact that spot. But that just shows to me that Opie's paying attention.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think that fake is probably what helped us out the most because I think outside of that fake, that game, I think the gallery game was stronger from Opie than this one. I think we were very, obviously the bug was, invisible, but we are sitting right next to the ambassador at Smallman for 45, 50 seconds. I think a bug just has to be credited there. And both the prints had to have been seen. I mean, we got unlit as we had the briefcase. Maybe, I mean, yeah, I guess maybe we were just on a different track and we just thought someone else was the spy. But that shows Opie's got the creativity to counter the locked in sniper of C-Rams. And now Opie's sniping for the tie as we're going to C-Rams on the spy side, playing as twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And one thing that's being shown so far is that Opie is very willing to finish versus C-Rams. Opie is not getting intimidated into late desperation moves from C-Rams. And so both of these games were finishing like with like a minute left. It would have actually been quicker if there wasn't a super long chain on the first game. But like nicely timed finishes, not trying to just be like, oh, I'm just so desperate for something that's actually totally going to throw C-Rams off, but rather just making those opportunities happen, which I think is going to be a great boon for him in there. We do get this cross conversation flirt here at the back conversation, and then we are going to have an opportunity for this. Nope, not really the fingerprints. The first one is going to get smudged by Double Agent, and then the second briefcase is going to be taken by Irish. So now we're just kind of hanging out here, probably going to timer flirt.
Yeah, the good news is Smallman's a little bit away, and so the flirt timer goes down quicker. The downside is 2 flirts, 42%, which means we will still need 2 more. Uh, I think we were going here hoping for a print option. Sorry, C-Rams, there is no print option here, and so we're just gonna microfilm. YOLO. Definitely off screen. A lot of tree covering us. We were not even there. So, I mean that microfilm is clean, but the thing about redwoods is going to either of the front bookcases will get you inherent suspicion because there's also the potential to get inspects there.
Yeah, I don't know why C-Rams was shaking their screen. They saw 100% of what happened there. Double Agent took it out, smudged it, put it back, destroyed it. and then we got there after the thing. So I'm not. I don't know why CRM. I guess CRM's is just like not thinking straight. I guess at that moment we are going to go for, funnily enough, this fingerprintable briefcase because we're kind of obligated. But now CRM's. I guess if Opie was wrong about the timing, I guess okay. If Opie is paying a ton of attention, C-Rams would not have fingerprint credit, and that we wouldn't be worried about that. If Opie was paying partial attention, might actually think that C-Rams is done with fingerprint if we thought that somehow he got there before Double Agent put the book back. I don't know
Well,
where OpiWrites' head is at because I don't feel like he highlights for that for a non-finish briefcase return.
what's even worse about this is because we don't have the print done, and in Obi's mind, if he missed the print, if he goes to get another print, it'll look like we missed a potential green test on the blue bookcase because in Obi's mind that would have had to have been a difficult at best, and so getting another print is just gonna make us look even more suspicious now. And yeah, but at this point, we almost kind of just, we might just try to time out and hope for another Civ shot here. And I don't think it's gonna work. No contact has come off. Our double agent is not in conversation. We get the flirt done, on the fourth flirt, so that's nice. But there's 25 seconds left, and there's no chance we finish here. We just There's nobody in conversation with our DA. There is nobody that's gonna have real. We failed the bug. Everything's going wrong this game. We bug again, but we still don't have time. We're gonna have to time out of here at this window. It's gonna be white, and we're shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
there it is.
and
I
Opie had like a
go.
really straightforward goal there too, where the at the end of the game, Double Agent and SDA were outside of conversation for a really long time, and so Opie knew the spy was under a ton of pressure because that banana bread had not come off. So not only do we not have the completion of banana bread, but we also don't have the upcoming completion. So Opie writes just like is like the spy is somewhere here, desperate. I know they're desperate. They're going to do something really that has to be out there because they don't have the ability to line up like a Softail finish into an SDA. So we were just kind of waiting for that. So we didn't know who was out there exactly, but we knew it was something happening soon.
Yeah, and I think just watching these games, you can just tell that C-Rams doesn't have the spy comfortability that OpiWrites has. I think Opie, very, very much aware and has these plans of what to do. And C-Rams both games really has kind of struggled for some progress. I mean, yes, the first game we got away with because of a Civ shot on Smallman, but we really were not in any position to finish. And at best, like finish at the end. And in this last game, I mean, we got the flirt done with 25 seconds left. We didn't have any time. We got away with a bug, but it didn't matter. And even if we didn't get away with the bug, there was no reason for the shot to come off because no contact had come off. I think, if we're gonna, I think the big difference I'm noticing so far between OP and C-Rams is even if we're not getting the missions done, I think OP is gonna be able to play around it a little better and be a little more adaptable in the spy, which could force C-Rams into tougher or to worse shots. Whereas I think C-Ram Spy, he hasn't established he's gonna finish missions yet, and so I think it's gonna be very tough to get Civ shots moving forward. But it's 2-2 now as we go to pub, another one of those flippy venues that we keep talking about. It's gonna be Opie as Irish on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we see not really much chaos opportunity for kind of anybody in here. We're really trying to make sure we get that statue cleaned up, though. We give so much statue cleanup time on Taft that we maybe are a little bit nervous about Disney potentially having a bug because we shake our laser a little bit when we swing back by Ambassador. So we'll see if that plays out into anything particular. But we were just so worried about Taft doing an immediate swap block. But the thing is, like, that would be so unlike OP anyways that I'm surprised he's that worried. So again, something to keep track of. It is also our seduction target, so maybe there's something that comes into play there.
I've noticed that C-Rams is highlighting for the bar, probably, probably because there's a lot more bar options. That looked very suspicious from Alice. And C-Rams knows it. C-Rams is shaking his camera because Alice comes up to the ambassador at that statue, stands there for a couple seconds, and then walks away. It very much looks like it could have been a potential bug. So Alice is definitely going to be watched pretty closely here. And if C-Rams tunnels on Alice, that's going to be bad. Green time ad. I think this is good timing for a time ad too.
Yeah, honestly, I was just about to say that Opie, one of the things that is going to be going in C-Rams' favor is it seems like C-Rams has a lot of suspicion, potentially on a couple of people that Opie probably doesn't know there's that much attention being towards them. Like Taft and Disney and Alice all have inspect, which is a big deal on here. Oh, okay, we have a banana bread, and let's see. Okay, so Taft does have real. But of the
Damon
people
does
we
too.
just talked about, yeah. So we'll see how this looks and plays out.
Yeah, I know both Salmon and Taft have inspect and contact. So if they do any more flirting, ooh, Taft, this is going to be watched at the back. I would not hate if we went and swapped Taft's statue here, but at the same time, it may also, in the sniper's mind, you just be like, why wouldn't you just flirt? Both Salmon is back to the statue as well. So honestly, this is actually not going great for Opie. I feel like, behaviorally, you get the contact and inspect done, you're just gonna flirt. And so going back to these statues is not great. But this might be what we're doing. We might be doing a swap inspect and 50-50 in it. Nope, we just print instead. I like that. Now that we have the print, now we have other ways to finish. We don't need to swap this.
Yeah, and Opie might have had that as their backup option, right? Is if the print failed, then they do have the swap potential. But also, CRAM's probably is feeling at the fact that a timeout has occurred at some point during this game because it just is going to feel like forever. Grabbing this statue here, and
Oh,
it's
we
another
failed the
difficult.
difficult. Oh, that could have been it. We're not shooting for this. That could have been. This would have been a win if we hit the green right there. And
Maybe
now
we go grab briefcase. Oh no, there's one at the bar. There's one at the bar. Oh, there's not. There's not a
there's not.
fingerprint of the. Sorry, I was excited there for a second, and there is going to be.
And we find the shot. We saw the green. Yeah. That was a. Yeah, that was such a good. That would have been a good game if we hit that green right there. It's hard to hit two, difficult green fingerprints, but if we would have found a way to do it, we would have won that game. And that shows how important the green tests really are. But we were watching that. We saw the green, and took a couple seconds to compose our thoughts, and we found the shot there.
Yeah, and I'm actually curious about if Opie was trying to delay the swap by standing so close to bar, because I was gonna say, oh, maybe Opie thought there's a fingerprint in that bar, but actually 3 people had taken drink after Ambassador, so I just feel like it's unlikely that Opie would have actually thought there's a fingerprint on that drink, and rather might have just been actually trying to delay instead. Because I think one of the interesting opportunities that Opie had was going for that briefcase during the swap timing. Anyways, pressure applied on the sniper, but ended up, honestly, sniper could have just randomly shot kind of at any point during the last like 30 seconds of that game, because maybe one of the inspect people like Taft or something like that went near Ambassador or something. So CRMs holds on to a tricky game and is able to find the easier shot in the end.
Yeah, and pub is such a anxiety inducing venue on both sides really, but especially on the sniper side because like we saw Taft and Salmon both had those inspects and then they both had the real BB. And you just know like internally C Rams is like losing his mind wanting to shoot, but everything, the AIs played pretty nice there and behaviorally there was just no one that stood out as the spy. And so now it's up to C Rams to spy and try to take the lead back in this match. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. It's Seek time. Has anyone played Seek today yet? Maybe once. Maybe we had one earlier in the match. But Seek, one of, in my opinion, the best spy characters to play as. Never too inherently suspicious, but can move around pretty quickly.
Yeah, we had a really short Seek game. I think it actually was on Pub. I think it was from Asta doing the bug lean. He tried to bug
Right.
at the bar
If
in the
the
side set.
10 seconds of Seek, yes, I remember.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's not surprising that you forgot Seek because that game was over. It was already over by now in this game.
51% on the flirt is a lot more progress than Acetine got there in that game. And so, very good start for CRAMs. And I think this is the game, more than anything, that we need to establish we can finish missions. But maybe on the same time, OP might be expecting us to like do a rush and try. And so, people that go to inspects here, that's the easiest way to softail and put the sniper in a tough position. So, anyone who goes to inspects, I think, is going to be a very high suspect. Oh, a white test there. We would have loved to hit a green and have the flirt done with a minute 30 to play. Now we have to be a little more aggressive with our leaves.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to be like you're saying with Pub. Pub is like
Yep, the path.
deceptive. Yeah,
That's a path highlight right there. We were very wide entry. Didn't go to the right side at all, which means, typically the AIs, they will take a very tight path if they are going up towards that top statue or in that bar area. And C-Rams took a very wide entry and then kind of curved in, almost like he was arcing the turn, which does look pretty suspicious from a sniper who watches for that stuff. And so, with that highlight just for walking, I think it's going to be tough to finish missions.
and I do think that was one thing that I think Aragoria has actually really tried to get CRAMs to do is clean up their pathing because they're such a top level sniper anyways, where they're just so focused on like mission control and just viewing the party, which is honestly they don't need to change their sniper. Their sniper's great, but one of the things is when people get good at pathing sniping, they also get good at pathing spying. And OP might have actually been specifically training
Purloin comes
on
off.
pathing.
Purloin's off. I think we die on a contact here.
It's gonna be at the right time though. It's gonna be right at like 10 seconds exactly.
Yep.
But yep, I
Yeah.
agreed. Like it's the correct shot. It is still, of course, always a stressful shot. Like you get a contact out of 10 seconds left, and maybe it's a desperate spy just trying to bait out a shot. But of course, with Purloin being done and there being plausible contact, Seduce is probably done at this point. So 100% makes sense and clean game by OP.
Well, the thing is, contact is, I mean, 95% done because there's only two conversations active and they both have SDAs. And so, like, yeah, you could be faking in the opposite SDA conversation, but it's just so unlikely that you're faking right there when the DAs they are two full conversations. I mean, at that point, do you really get any value from a fake in conversations with like 7 people in each of them? Not really. So yeah, contact is done. We saw the list come off. I think just inherently though that wide path is what really put us on the back foot in that game and made it unlikely we were going to win. All right, well we are now 3-3. If I'm being honest with you, this is kind of what I expected. I expected there to be 6 sniper wins though, so I am pleasantly surprised that we got a couple of spy wins in a C-Rams game. But Taeyan, another game or another venue where we could see spy wins, and so I'm excited for this. OpiWrites on the spy side, playing as general in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, no chaos. It looks like. Uh, Pretty good
SC
synergy
joins
setup.
us. That's solid. I mean, white test isn't great, and 26% isn't great, but it's free. She came to us, so no harm, no foul there.
That sounds like someone was like annoyed with. We
Ooh,
go for
we
a
bug.
that it takes. I actually didn't
That
think
is a
that
good
bug was
bug.
going to take. That's a perfect bug. Absolutely. There's enough cover on the top conversation circle that from Kane and White Dress that that looked pretty great, and General's arm sticks in line with his body. It's nice and clean. It's one of the best bugs in the game. Standing,
Honestly,
walking.
small bit over at the statue right now. If he comes into conversation, I think it would be a great time for a contact. We could just, honestly, we could go at center inspects after a contact and really put the pressure on CRAM. If there's a sniper that can find a shot like that, it is CRAM's. Because remember, even though the bug is done and that bug was really clean, if there is any venue on the game where you're going to credit bug, it's probably Taeyan. And so, while that bug was clean, contact is going to come off. Smallman is going to be knocked out for this, as well as Seek. So 2 lowlights. One of them was fairly suspicious, but with 2 missions done, still a flirt to go, and 2 minutes on the clock, I think that BB was very fair.
Yeah, I mean, Opie would love to actually be able to finish Flirt here. We might even see something like Opie literally go to center statues. Oh, no, we are going to be trying to push it out there so that we know that we have only one left. So wouldn't be completely surprised to see
Ooh, Rocker's
go
going to center. That could be very interesting. Now that's going to put a lot of pressure onto C-Rams because just like exactly what General did where we missed the bug on General, if we have any paranoia at all about a missed bug, as Rocker walks through the conversation and then to the bookshelf, actually, I think her going to the bookshelf saved her from being shot right there because in the mind of C-Rams, she would probably be finishing via Flirt right there if she did have that bug. And so the fact that she's, doing that, maybe it helps us a little bit, but that path was pretty suspicious.
Yeah, and Opie playing it slow. So one thing Opie is also potentially doing here is maximizing the chance of a Civ shot. Because like you're saying, you're pointing out every once in a while there's like this Civ that might be taking a spike of attention here. We are going to hit a green pearl line. So this is our path to victory here. Sari's going to be in the other conversation circles. We are going to be joining here so that if the list gets taken soon, we are going to be in mission win countdown. There's an offer to but like we take the briefcase instead, and so Kane's gonna have a reject. This is a while before even the next offer is happening.
No. Oh, thank goodness for us. Taft walks away before he really gets an offer because if he did get that offer, it would have looked very spy-like to be over there in the backside purloining. The purloin still has not come off. He's not offering to anybody right now. There's no one to take the list, so Toby's just standing around.
All right, Boots is finally going to be the one to take it. Oh, yeah, I don't see a turnaround. Oh, sorry, no, Kane.
Kane might get shot right here. And he does.
Absolutely,
Kane does get shot. What? Oh my goodness. And honestly, that would have been an unbelievable shot. Considering that we stood in the same conversation for 2.5 minutes, only switched conversation once after we purloined with 55 seconds on the clock, mind you. We green tested that, and the list doesn't get taken until there's 3 seconds left. We did not have a good view if it was a green or not. I mean, yeah, we just kind of had to shoot Kane right there, and that was both a really good game from Opie and a very unfortunate and unlucky game for C-Rams, I feel.
Yeah, and that's the second time that C-Rams has been tested on a super long chain, because Opie also had a super long chain on the opening gallery game, but was able to find it potentially because of that microfilm. So well done. It really came down to that bug as well. Yeah, and really already we have Opie testing C-Rams as sniper, so it is not nearly as sniper favorite so far. Now that said, like you've mentioned several times, we are in the spy, the not spy favorite, but much more capable of having spy wins on it so far. So it might still steady out, but now C-Rams needs to make some magic happen, I think, on this.
Yeah, and the brutal thing about that game, honestly, is the fact that we got 3 missions plus 91% of the flirt done in one conversation in one spot. We did not move from that spot. We got the contact done, we got the bug done, we got almost all the flirt, and we green purloined in that one spot. I mean, if you could practically finish missions without moving, it's just so hard to get shot. Like, that's just unbelievable. That's the nature of Taeyan, is you can get a lot done in little time without having to move around a lot. But yeah, and as you pointed out, these are the spy side venues, but now with C-Rams on the back foot here on the spy side, it's 4-3 Opie. We gotta find this spy game here, because after this, the occlusion goes away for a little bit. I believe library is after this, and so this is a big game here for both players. But let's see what they can do. Pearls, she's been the main character today, I feel. We've seen a lot of Pearls games, as we're gonna see another one with C-Ram spying in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
No cheese. Okay, but we are going to be starting with Sender. It's not going to be a full set of inspects though, because
we have some
Kane.
cover from Kane. Oh, but nope, we're seeing.
Yeah, we have cover in here, but also I was going to say we were not going to get 3 inspects, but actually we probably will, because White's inspect animations are so long that, or sorry, their the holding animations are so long that we could probably very comfortably get all three of these in here.
And
So
we
we are
swap. We
going to
go for a
swap.
green swap. I like it. I
That's
like it. It's bold. It puts us down to a 50-50, but oh, well, probably a 50-50. Let's hope the right person takes this. It's gonna be Irish. We're gonna be down to a 50-50 here.
if there's even a 50-50 because we have to catch the swap for the 50-50.
Oh
We
my god, white purloin. White purloin is not good. That is not good.
It's not good, but like honestly, with the contact, like right here, if we don't see the if
Contact.
we
We
don't
got
see
a
the
contact.
swap, Seagrams might be too late to take this shot because Seagrams is such a mission counter. Like Seagrams might have seen like two sides of the
Ballista's gone.
50-50. Oh
And he
no!
shoots. The shot was gonna come off on Irish. It doesn't come off anyway, and C-Rams with an unbelievable spy game to punch back and tie it back up. Wow.
Okay, so we just didn't see that purloin at all. The swap was seen, and the purloin just wasn't at all because of the swap covered for the white purloin. I guess is what happened. So because otherwise, Opie there was no question for Opie and Opie's mind. Like Opie sees that purloin happen and just would immediately rule immediately rules Irish out. So a strange thing. I don't think C-Rams intended for it to work out this way, but again, that swap really just worked out perfectly because it pushes Opie into what felt like a really comfortable play where Opie is just like, I just got to not fumble this 50-50. And then push to the edge and then was going to shoot the wrong person anyways. But I wonder if they saw the purloin at the end.
I think Opie notices the purloin, I believe, with about 4 seconds left, maybe 3 seconds left. He zooms in, sees the list is gone, and goes to try to shoot Irish, who's right there, because he knows that would be mission win countdown, right? Like both players would have purloin, contact, swap, and inspect. You got to shoot right there once you see it. And I think that's why the shot was about to come off. But yeah, the purloin was definitely not seen there until basically the time was up. And the fact the shot doesn't come off means even if we were the top suspect, I think we still win that game. And so, wow. I think another thing to note is the first 3 games, sometimes it's a chess match, right? The first 3 games, C-Rams did practically nothing. We really did not get any missions done. We were just flirting, doing the ABC SpyParty. And so in Opie's mind, it's like, you can't finish missions. You're not going to get stuff done. Well, actually, C-Rams can finish missions, and he just finished all the missions in about a minute while you weren't ready and you weren't expecting it. And now, C-Rams showing that even though he's a sniper player, he's got some spy tricks too. And we're tied up going to library, where we'll probably be going back to our sniper roots. Are you ready, Slappy?
Yes, so ready.
Spine as Boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Boots, one of Opie's, trademark characters, one of his favorites from, what I've seen over the years. So, no surprise here.
No surprise.
We get a cheese little flirt at the window. 40% is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think Opie probably just like twitches to get a green until they do, but then just gets it right off the wet off the bat. So we are going to be going for a early statue here, which is going to get Opie something that he often hates, which is an early highlight. But there's also going to be plenty of highlights on here if C-Rams is going to be consistently highlighting statue visitors. So not the worst thing in the world. We are not going to be going through anything crazy right now, and we're not going to be joining our selection target at the book path. We're going to try to loop around a little bit, see where White Dress lands, but they could be walking the complete other side of the venue. So I don't know if we're going to commit that hard to where they're going to end. It honestly, looks like they're going to the far conversation circle, which is going to take a while, and they might get blocked.
We're committing. We have come this far. If we're going to come that far, I don't know how much I love going, far away, but honestly, we do need it in 2 flirts anyway. Opie's smarter than I am. He hits the green, and now he only needs 1 flirt. I actually think that was the right call from Opie, to go away from her, not look like we're a flirt pair at all. Back to the point, yes, being a highlight is bad, but you're just praying that a bunch of people go to statues, because once, a good, like right now, we have 4 people that are highlight for statues. Once it gets to like 7, it starts to become a little overwhelming of highlights. It becomes a little too much. And so if enough people go to statues, it will kind of begin to start to blend back in a little bit more.
Obi in standing range, while Toby goes and offers on the far side. We might go watch Toby and see if there's an opportunity to stand bug here. But C-Rams is doing lots of rotations back and forth, so it doesn't look like there's a good opportunity that ever presents itself. And now Ambassador's back around and moving. Not much for us to do right now. Toby is going to be requested over here. We are going to hit this
Green
green.
Purloin. I mean, that it is a big green. It was right on screen though, so at best we're still gonna be a high suspect. There's gonna be no chain after us. The list is taken.
Finally, OP does
Red
not have
test
a
doesn't
super.
help.
It does not. But like OP has had such insane chains so far. So we're gonna return. Why are we returning? Why do we green the? What? What?
He's gonna see that list back, and I think we might be dead.
But I don't. I also don't feel like CRMs is used to seeing the list returned.
I think maybe. I mean, maybe that's why we're trying it. We just think we're just in trouble anyways, and so it's like, what do I have to lose? You probably have this Purloin down to a couple people. If I return it, maybe you'll get confused. But yeah, I and we get a fingerprint off the drink.
Was it that we? Oh my goodness! What was it? The return does something to do with the fingerprint? I'm trying to imagine why we would, but that's all. This if it's the wrong click. Strange set of things with the tray right there. I don't know how that's playing out. I'm not sure if there's a theory behind it or if it's just OP feeling a little bit behind it, just like trying stuff. But we do end up with a purloin done, fingerprint, partial inspects, partial seduce. We have a minute and 22 left. We're probably gonna have to slide into these statues, finish inspects, maybe throw a swap in there, try to find a fingerprint. Ambassador, by the way, is just chilling next to us. I think we want Ambassador to leave, and then we're gonna pick up this briefcase, and then we can go to the statues. So we'll see here if we pick up. We'd have to win this
might
race
get a contact
with Rocker.
first. We might try to do a contact here. 3 SDAs in. There is a lot, but is the twin in? I don't. He's not. He's at inspects right now, and the camera is shaking. Oh, but we're going. Oh yeah, we're zooming in. We have 2 missions done, and we're zooming in. So that's a very bad sign.
Was the idea that maybe we try to swap there, go back in, contact because it's an awkward direction for the missions to flow? This is one of the most strangely sequenced
games
I've
ST
seen
leaves. ST leaves. We really needed that. Oh gosh, DA's at a statue right now. I mean, this is going to be the 3rd mission, but we still need 2 more missions in 15 seconds. I guess this is going to... Oh, we tried a bug. That's seen. That's seen. There's no way. That's seen as well. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I think overall, I think we were just very paranoid that we didn't get the chain we were hoping for there. And we were just on the back foot trying stuff, and I don't think any of it was really working.
Yeah, don't know what the theory is, but like I'm sure Opie had an idea for that game, but I think Opie might have, like you said, tried to line up a swap, but then obviously C-Rams was zooming in so much that either way, you green swap that, you white swap it, you are going to be watched. And so the swap wasn't really an option for us. Feeling like it was there. Interesting that we also didn't try to go for the sneaky time ad spot. We were right next to it. So anyways, that game didn't work out, but it's also library. Probably not going to bite us as we step into the to C-Rams giving it his try.
Yeah, if there is a venue, you're gonna try stuff. Library is not the worst one. It's you're typically gonna get shot on regular games anyways, so you might as well try stuff. It may work better. Okay. We now have C-Rams spying as general in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And now this game it's really close. C-Rams only has a 1-point lead. We just immediately leave conversation. Nothing to do there. I think we're gonna stalk Kane. Kane turns around. We're gonna redirect with him. Oh, this looks so. Oh gosh, it's good thing that there's no reason to be watching where we were, because from our POV that looked really, really bad. But I think it's okay, and 51% is more than okay.
Yeah, that's the thing about Time of Chaos is Time of Chaos. You have to look at other stuff too. And there's lots of moving people, and like there's like all these things going on just across the map that really awkward chases, you can just get away with them much better. Pretty early banana bread. It's not
I don't
bad
hate
for
it.
super early banana bread though. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same. We do not go for the purloin in there, which I actually do agree with. I actually prefer. So if a spy gets like a early banana bread on library, just early credit in general, sometimes they just purloin, hoping to try to put lots of pressure on. But there's just not that much. You don't apply as much pressure immediately on library because of the 5 missions as you would on other venues. And so what it does is it could just get you killed by purloining, and it reduces the length of time that snipers might feel pressure. The banana bread on its own is going to increase the pressure. So I like trying to drain the mentality of the sniper a bit by just having a good early banana bread, and then making all the statue visitors and everything else that's happening in there just be pretty tricky. Natural offer, but just normal reject.
Yeah, and typically when you're doing a banana bread, you're either trying to get the mission done or do some other type of mission. And so when you get the value of the banana bread, the contact being done, almost doesn't make sense to go for another hardtail because then I feel like a sniper is going to be watching more for potential bug crashes or purloins. Because that's the type you're trying to distract it. So once OP sees that no hardtails are done, he just has the 2 lowlights and has to really watch this party carefully. This is a much better time for the purloin now that things have kind of calmed down a little. As we do hit the green, are we going to go to center inspects right here? We are. This, if this chain goes long enough, we might be okay. But, yeah, this is fingerprintable as well. The list goes off.
List goes off.
As
We
a
are going to be
scene,
able to finish all these. We are going to three. Oh no, we don't. Well, sorry, we do start the 3 cycle. We break our animation. We don't have inspects done. But
Amba
maybe
is at a statue. Amba's at a statue. If we go to that statue, that's the finish.
exactly. So like we do have the ability where it's like it still is a little bit unfortunate because we still have to time out. Sorry, we have to.
Oh,
Oh,
it's just a
doesn't
shot on
matter.
Twin anyway. It does not matter. Probably some suspicion about the purloin. Wheels was the one that ended up taking it. I'm actually surprised about that shot because it seems like when the purloin was going off, I guess also like so we went to center inspects, right? Similarly, right after Twin also goes to center inspects after that purloin, and I guess we were paranoid that maybe he was a part of the chain. I don't know if he was though.
No, but I agree that effectively that early banana bread we talked about put in it felt like a well timed out spy game. Like it doesn't feel like the spy is desperately trying to increase pressure for no reason just because they are just trying to get a shot. It just felt like there's an early banana bread. It was just out there. There was a decent amount of people in it. It wasn't perfect, but it meant that there was like this little increase in the momentum, and then well timed purloin. Somewhere out there is a spy that's finishing right. And so I think that it just basically was just like maybe we thought there was a bug on the way in, and just like someone was being done, and that there was enough that was colliding together that just ended up in the shot. It was not that was not a clean shot. Like it was not a spot where Twin was in the chain and it just made sense and like it was a good mission count, but just unfortunate. It was that the pressure actually worked on Opie.
Yeah, and one thing to note about CRAMs, the first 3 games really were behind on missions, did not get much done. Then the next game rushed. Of the 5 games, I felt like that was the most well-paced game. I felt like we did a very good job with our pacing. We hit 2 green forts, we got that contact with a lot of people in conversation, and having those missions done early, it felt like the pacing was very, very strong, and it allowed for us to pick our moment. And once we hit that green purloin and other people are doing things, we were not fully on top of the chain there. And I think, you know, we just felt as the sniper, we were inclined to take a shot. We saw General over at middle, but General ends up walking away from the statue, whereas Twin goes to middle and then goes to another statue. It looks like it could be a potential inspect swap finish. And I think behaviorally, Twin, if we weren't on top of the chain, Twin just looks sus. It is now 6-4 CRAMs. Remember, we are playing first to 10 in this game. And so C-Rams needs 4 more points to take it home and go to the finals. Opie needs 6. I think the picks were Ballroom and Courtyard from these two, and so this of the venues left, this is probably the most spy-sided venue left. Let's see what Opie could do playing as Queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Opie has gone for the fingerprint off, similar strategy we saw in the first game from Astatine. Green Purloin immediately and a walk away. This is into center inspects. Ooh, if we see this list go off, maybe this is either the type of thing we are just shot for right away, or we don't get shot at all.
We do see the Purloin. Yeah, we see it. But
we're not low-lighting boots though.
Yep, but there's not like it does not seem like it's super clean. Toby did kind of walk away in such a way that
green swap as well.
Swap. Now
that
I think
is so greedy.
I think that we probably are just going to try to banana bread anyways, and then just maybe do this. Oh, but sorry, that's not the pickup from. Yeah, so we're just going to use that as a thing where if we wanted
only to only 2 reels, and we have center inspects. Can we find the shot? The list is gone.
Can we find it?
So. 2 seconds.
There's 4 missions done, by the way, because we have contact, swap, but of course, also with the low light going over there just might be a little bit confusion. I think that so the timing almost backfired us a little bit if we saw that swap in time to just do a reflex shot, but didn't seem like it was going to happen quite quick enough. And Opie, able to get away with it and just gambit, just pure gambit game. And that does work well with the fingerprint off. That's a good way to split attention right at the beginning.
I think truthfully we just won the game in the first 5 seconds with that green Purloin. We were not seeing clearly, because if we were seen at all, we're shot right there. And so, clean Purloin. Style points getting 4 missions done on a 3 of 7 in a minute. That's pretty impressive to do. So, shout out Opie. That was probably that and the Taeyan game from C-Rams were the 2 strongest spy games we've seen so far. And, this has been a very back and forth set. It feels like, 1 second we get a spy win that looks like it's going in one person's direction, but now Opie just keeps punching back. Every time he gets down, he gets back up, throws a punch with a great spy game, and now it's going to be Opie sniping to try to tie this up, with C-Rams going to the all-loving tilt character. It's Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And C-Ram's not shy about picking Smallman often, which is one of the reasons why Opie probably shot Smallman in the opener of this set. C-Ram's opener of this set. So we'll have to see how C-Rams uses Smallman, because Smallman is good on high rise, but it's not like a classic Smallman map. By the way, C-Rams does not reciprocate the fingerprintless one and goes for transfer off. So this is more of a traditional A3 of 7. Ambassador is going to be next to us, and they are going to be on the buggable arm side. Opie is definitely keeping Smallman on screen, though. It's not perfect, so I don't think we're actually going to go for it. A lot of players might be tempted into that because so much of the body would be blocked by a conversation circle bug, but not quite enough, and Opie is very conscious.
I think C-Ram's seen the value of no microfilm, as of the missions, it seems like he's been the least interested in getting the microfilm done. I think he had maybe half of it done on the gallery game. And maybe not even that. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe that was Opie. So I don't know if he's even done much microfilm stuff. Makes sense for him to turn it off, not get much value out of it anyway. He's been much more aggressive with the fingerprints, and it'll get Opie really watching those prints. But sometimes you pick Smallman just to do nothing, right? You just want to pick Smallman, just get those flirts, get the contact, and you can do a crash bug at some point, or maybe hope a bug comes to you. Smallman's already probably the most inherently suspicious character on the game, and so when you do nothing as Smallman, it could, eventually you'll start to forget about him. But can you really ever forget about Smallman?
Yeah, no, it's tricky because I guess there's a bunch of archetypes in my mind for Smallman games because you just play them enough and you're used to it, where it's like Smallman that just really nonchalantly picks up a bunch of Softail credit
Contact.
And then goes for something crazy. We have a contact in here. 2 people should get knocked out. Seek is not quite knocked out yet, but might just be... Do have a low light, or sorry,
We get
highlight
a
on Smallman.
that is a very good highlight from Opie there, just understanding that Smallman switched conversations to be in this conversation, waits a few seconds. The second the twin joins, contact comes off. It just looks like a green. And oh, we failed a fingerprint. That is not good. That means fingerprints are off the table for a finishing option. It's going to have to be a bug swap or purloin. I think at this point we've seen a lot of swaps happen. I think it's very likely we just do some form of bug. As I
Yeah,
say
well,
that, we're waddling over to the statues. So maybe I am wrong.
yeah. I mean, Opie's going to be very aware of this. So Opie keeping ambassador, and we're not even going to let it happen. That's funny to me that we shoot before the swap even happens, because Opie is just so convinced here that the swap is about to take place.
I wonder if, you know, was that a shot of like confidence? Like, yeah, I know you're about to swap, or did Toby coming over, give any extra suspicion? Because while I understand, Smallman was the most suspicious person there, understandable, that's not really a shoot. There was nothing there that was really shootable. So it could have just been, the path. Let's see, was it a bad path? Was it
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like a highlight
yeah, he didn't land
behind.
on the pad very good. So yeah, it makes sense. Fair shot, and now we are all tied up once again, 6-6. It's average C Rams match if we're being honest here. Seems like every match, this guy, just he doesn't know how to break a tie. All right, we're at Modern now, and we're seeing another rocker appearance. OpiWrites playing a rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we're going to be in the corner here. We're probably going to go for some microfilm. Opie does like this opener. It's probably going to be an action test microfilm. Now, Smallman is next to us, so we might not go for it. But there's enough actual cover in here. So we actually do grab the book. That is not usually what I would think from Opie. But I guess Opie didn't feel like there was enough cover in the corner to actually go for it. So we do have a book in hand. It's so unlike Opie to actually use that.
But
But the
maybe
thing
that's
is,
why we're
if you
doing it.
return it normally, though, you're still going to be in the spot where you could do a green book action test.
What I would love to see if the opportunity presents itself with this bar rush is maybe a bar user comes over near us and we like do the animation where we fast put it. Oh, that was a bug and it was right on screen, and we're just gonna dump, and that's a shot. Was it for the microfilm? Was it for the bug? Maybe both. Who knows? Either way, shot is a shot. I was saying I wouldn't hate if we faked like we were being sent to do the purloin, where we insta dump back to the green shelf and go take the list. It's something that some spies like to do is send to a book holder, as that book holder will take longer to get there and it could seem less suspicious. But I don't hate the play either. We either win or lose the game right there, and this time we lost.
Yep. Like you're saying, if you think you got caught on something, well, then just do the other thing right there, and then maybe you get something. Maybe their mission counts off, or something like that. But
Yep.
yeah, see if C-Rams can counterpunch.
Yep, it's now 7-6, the proper way to say those two numbers. With C Rams looking to spy to take back a two get point lead, playing as Duke in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Not really in a position to do anything crazy on the chaos, so we're probably just gonna do some really horrendous pathing because that's not being watched right now. We land in this conversation hoping Alice, who is closest to this conversation, can come here, but that's usually not how it works. She'll probably go as far as possible.
Yeah, like I think
There she goes.
yeah. Alice, we might even try to follow Alice, but like when they land at Windows, like you're gonna get paired that strongly, and honestly, you might even not get there in time to really do a flirt. Interesting that we decide to do this. Now we should just do the bar rush part of this one, because we're gonna get paired with a bunch of people in here, but we're not gonna get flirt credit. But we are part of this pretty giant bar, so I do think we should actually try to go for this purloin.
We do get the delegate, take a sip at the bar. I would love to get some use out of this. I feel like we've seen no real delegate usage so far outside of that pub game that we just got shot for the path anyway. So I'd love to see some usage out of this with a lot of people going to bar.
Banana bread.
Yep, and we're going to contact early, so the very much a timing window in which a bar send could be good, but we're going to have to do it kind of soon. It doesn't look like we are really lining up for it, though. There's not... Oh, there we go. We kind of not the cleanest send stop talk. Duke does have a really immediate talk animation. So characters that have really not noticeable start talking, send, and then stop. Perlin goes off, by the way, so it looks like it is narrowed at least down to these two. Yeah. We'll see if the other ones get knocked out, though. Okay, so we don't know where he came from.
Fully on top of it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for C-Rams. We're not fully on top of it. 3 missions are basically, we still need the flirt, but let's be honest, we're not going to get shot for another flirt here. So it's very much just what's the 4th mission. And I think our best way out is probably if one of these two goes and finishes inspects or takes a bug path.
Yeah, so honestly, at this point, we have the contact, we have the seduce, and there's 2 minutes. So that's one of the great things about being in a spot where it is probably really narrowed down to like 2 and then maybe 3. Although there are more people in there, it doesn't feel like Opie actually is like completely confident in that bar. That bar rush, us doing that bar rush figured out wonderfully for us. Is whether or not C-Rams...
No,
99%.
It's cursed! This match is cursed. I feel like this is a loss. I feel like we just lost the game because we are 99% flirt cursed. And, for those of you who don't know what the 99% flirt curse is, it's not really a real curse. You just kind of hate life because you have 99% of the flirt, which means you have to go do it again. We got a green test on the fingerprint, which is nice, but I don't know if there's a world where we can get another print and not get shot for it. It would be pretty incredible if we could find a way through this.
Did C-Rams not know about that print? Why do we wait like a minute and a half to do that print? I don't think C-Rams knew about that until later.
C-Rams is a strange fella. I feel like he loves to wait on those prints for whatever reason. Maybe he wanted to wait to see, like, okay, I see Amber going to take a print. Like, I'm gonna do it now. Just give myself a minute to compose, lock in, prepare myself. We only need 1% more on this flirt, and it's a win. If we get shot for this flirt, that 99% curse is real.
It is gonna be close. Like you're completely right that this would have been a win if we were a pixel closer, and we are talking right here.
It might be a win anyway. It might be a win. It doesn't look like we're lining up a shot, and C-Rams gets another spy win through on Modern as Duke. This is some crazy stuff, and I'm glad that C-Rams went for that delegate there. I think that was the right play. We haven't really seen much use of it early in the games. And I think getting that good use early with a lot of people at the bar, having 3 missions done, getting a difficult print, I mean, that was just a really strong game from Opie there, or from C-Rams there, and Opie was just not on top of the Purloin enough to feel confident taking that shot.
Yep, no, there's just a ton of people at bar, yep, Opie could have been on top of it, but just wasn't. There was enough helping on the rest of the map that sometimes you just take that stab and it works out, and then we just weren't at the top of the radar for the people that could have done it. Well done, but really feels... It was a well done game by C-Rams, but it feels more like a fumble from Opie. Because that was a winnable game from Opie's side, but just a lot of pressure, especially this far in the set.
And that's the type of thing that SpyParty is. It's you could have a really, really strong spy game, but if the sniper's just on top of everything, there's nothing you could do. And so C-Rams just picked his timing well, picked the targets well, did the right missions, and hit a couple green tests, broke the 99% flirt curse, and now we're here at Courtyard, where for the first time this could be the last venue we see, as it's 8-6 C-Rams. If C-Rams sweeps this venue, it's over, and C-Rams is going to the finals. So let's see if Opie can get a much-needed spy win here as Duke, back-to-back once again, playing it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and this, as you mentioned, is CRAM's pick, but this one is a it's sweepable, but it's also very gambit driven, which I think can lean into Opie right now because Opie feels like they need to make something happen. If I need to make something happen, I actually kind of like Courtyard because if I'm exhausted, I need to find a sweepable venue, but I don't want to be like if I'm so exhausted, I don't need to be like super creative and like super attentive. There's enough like just reflexive like plays that can come to mind on this one.
Green
Now,
Purloin,
Green
that's
Purloin might
the
be that
play.
thing.
Now it's what do we do after this? I feel like typically like I like the play not going to statues because you Purloin go to statues, it's just you're probably in trouble. The longer this chain goes, the better it's looking for us though.
Yeah, absolutely. And Opie has he had a couple of short chains, but he's
It's
had a
another
bunch of
reject from
long ones.
Rocker. If we can get a reject from Salmon here, Salmon walks away, and that was not on screen, so that Salmon's now in the chain in the sniper's mind. So that's a good,
Opie, by the way, is
5 people
requesting.
ago.
Opie's trying to delay this Purloin a little bit more. He hasn't been able to do it again, so the white is going to be taking here. So the Purloin is going to come off, and it's been a long time between our Purloin and picking up these statues. So this might feel like a natural low light coming up here. Very possible we get low light here.
No, we got highlight, as the Purloin came up. I think we're kind of on top of this. We're we're actually pretty on top of this overall. I think a BB might kill us at this moment. I think we need someone that is in the chain to go to statues first.
Yeah, someone has to go in this chain. Has to go into statues, uh, or like we find like just such a good BB that we don't think seduction's done. But I do agree that with a minute left, this is one of the rare instances where waiting on the banana bread's probably the right way to call it.
Banana bread.
Like Courtyard,
Ooh,
oftentimes
I
fake.
kind of like this. I like the fake because now the attention's gonna be on the others and not on us. The only problem is if we contact again here, now it'll look very much like it's us. So, which we're gonna do. It's gonna be a white. This is the moment of truth here. Are we gonna be able to sniff out? Oh, Rocker's
Banana
gonna get
bread.
knocked out. So is Twin. Oh, he finds the shot. He does find that shot on Duke. That is a great shot. And that honestly, and that's a display of a incredible spy game just getting outplayed by an even better sniper game. I think, I don't think Opie did anything wrong in that game. I think C-Rams just was on top of it and took a tough shot.
I agree. I think the only thing is whether or not we hold on that banana bread. I do think it's a really good test of CRAMs, but I just think that the only reason that banana bread comes off at that point is Duke. Um,
Yep.
but like just it's but again like it's just a clean game from CRAMs of like CRAMs keeps the chain in mind for a long time. That was a long chain. And again, another one where some players will not be able to get their grip on just a luckily long chain, where they'll really start to focus in and laser in on somebody that was later in the long chain, because that's just like spies like hopping on long chains. But multiple times throughout the set, Opie has initiated a chain that ends up being long. And so even though like behaviorally there's like a pressure to think more about the people later in that chain. Objectively, from the mission counter perspective, it doesn't matter. And that you really are just like narrowed in. Honestly, I guess this is a great display of somebody actually calculating out what the optimal shot is. Not going off of feel and vibes, but rather like objectively from a mission counter perspective, who is actually doing this. It's a great parsing shot. And I gotta say, well done to C-Rams on it.
Yeah, I mean, we took a good, 5 seconds after that BB came off to really think about why, like, would this line of like work make sense from Duke, and it completely did. I think that second BB, even though it was finishing missions, I think it was not the right play right there because I think the whole point of doing the fake BB is just in the hopes that, like, yeah, I understand that we want to get the missions done. We don't know if we'll have that opportunity, but we still had 40 seconds, and if Rocker or if Pearls or the other the non-highlighted twin go to the statue right there, I think they get shot. And so I think that BB just kind of makes it so it has to be us. I mean, we knocked out 2 of the other people, and why would we be knocking out more of the chain if we were doing a fake right there? So yeah, very, very tough shot from C-Rams, and now it's match point. For the first time in this game, it is match point. C-Rams is up 9-6. It is first to 10, win by 2, and so see if Opie's gonna do this, Opie needs to get the sniper game, and then he needs to sweep ballroom. Which, albeit ballroom is his favorite venue, if there's any venue that he can sweep, ballroom is a good chance. So let's start first with the spy game from C-Rams playing as Smallman. Slappy, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
3, 2, 1, playing it. And Smallman is just the type of character that is that a bug? It doesn't take. The bug did not take. Oh my goodness, and a shot. We were seen with the bug, it didn't take, and that is how you play a spy game and get 0 progress.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, also match point. You should at the very least match point versus C-Rams and a few other players highlight Smallman from the beginning. Like, C-Rams is absolutely a player who plays Smallman on match point. So bummer there, and also, like, honestly, doesn't use Smallman all that well, going for that bug there. Now the thing is, OpiWrites very good at Courtyard, probably gonna end up winning that anyways. So not the worst decision, but just a little bit too antsy to try to just finish this set right there. Because now this is honestly more stressful coming up for C-Rams right now.
Yeah, I think C-Rams might just be a masochist in life because he loves making it hard on himself. He really just had that tough Purloin Chain game where he had to take the tough shot, and he follows it up with it being shot in 15 seconds, which means Opie's not getting that mental strain that C-Rams is getting in here. Obviously, they're both mentally strained. They've both been playing a long time, but in that game, it's nice for Opie to be able to put C-Rams in a spot where he has to play another sniper game, which will probably go on for a bit. And this sniper game, I think, is the most important game of both players' tournaments. I think it is, because this sniper game, it's very likely if C-Rams drops this that we're going to overtime. And if C-Rams wins it, then he is going to the finals. And so there is a lot on the line in this ballroom game, and it makes it more interesting that it's Opie's pick down 2 points. We've seen Opie make comebacks before. We know it is far from over, but maybe it is over right after this. We'll have to find out. We are playing as Red Dress, putting all our chips down on Red Dress. Can we find a way through? We will find out. Playing it in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Going right to the green bookcase. Are we going to do any cheese?
It's so funny. This
Probably
is exactly
not.
what happened with the last game of the last set. But we are actually yanking away from it. So if you remember, this is just a funny coincidence, nothing to do with the analysis of this particular game. But I think it was Acetine Effect or Guggy had Red Dress at green bookshelves, didn't do anything with it, walked away from it, and then tried to bug on their way into blue bookcase at the end of the game and got shot.
Yeah,
this is
that was Asta.
exact same thing, except for the fact that we have flashes. Why do we have flashes so early? There's nothing. That's crazy. What could that possibly be?
That's either a really good sign or a really bad sign, because I don't think we've done anything that has been super hard telly. So if we have flashes, it's probably not on us. At least I don't think it's on us. Who knows with C-Rams? C-Rams could probably find the spy from just breathing. So it would make sense. Teal, going to the center inspects, then moves over to the left as White Dress goes over right there to get center inspects as well. A lot of people getting inspects complete is a very good sign for Opie.
Yeah, and what's funny there is it almost feels like somehow Opie could see the flashes, which, by the way, I actually would like that. I would like anytime the sniper zoomed in, the width of the laser to increase, so you could tell when sniper zoomed in, just to give a little bit of feedback to the spy. And that flashes would just make them jump up a little bit. But it almost feels like Opie felt those flashes because he returns the book that he yanked in the first place.
We have to knock Teal out, which just sucks, but there is a lot of value from this banana bread with 2 conversations with SDAs, a lot of people in both of them. We have the contact done. We got to go get the fort done. Did we try to bug there? We did not. I wonder if if that was going to be watched or not, we could have gotten that off. I think we were probably tempted to, but at this point, we're just looking for ABC. Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Disney gets shot. That's got to be where the flashes were coming from. And so let's go see what Disney did at the start. Disney's talking in conversation, and there's flashes.
He's got a like a weird path with Amba, like near Amba at some point. Like, other than that, like he has a weird bounce and then stop, like, and then redirects.
He
The spot gets
stands on
taken.
top of Pearls at the window right at the start, and then let's see, he starts walking over. He takes a weird path right by the. Oh yeah, that's a bug path for sure. And then he starts talking like pretty quickly. Yeah, it does definitely look suspicious, like the spy. And now, of course, we have another match point. C-Rams was up 9-6. Well, that lead is evaporated. It is now 9-8. This is the last game of regulation, no matter what happens. If OpiWrites wins this game, we will have balcony overtime. If C-Rams wins this game, it's all over, baby. What do you think's gonna happen here, Slappy? What do you think C-Rams needs to do in this final game to, bring it back and not have choked this 3-point lead?
I think Seagrams is destined to have overtime. I don't think anything can be done. I think it's just how Seagrams is like recent competitive events have just been. So I at this point, what can you do to stop Destiny? I have no clue. Yeah, no, we'll just have to see what he even tries. I'm surprised it's not Smallman, to be honest, but that's a good choice.
I think not picking Smallman is a good choice. I think if we just pick Smallman here again, we would give away that we're tilted. So we're just gonna probably hope and pray that Smallman is busy. But all right, once again, match point here on Ballroom. Oh my goodness, what a set this has been, and it could all come to an end right here. C-Rams spying as Teal for the win. Opie sniping for the tie. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And is C-Rams going to try any aggressive option? We go to the blue bookcase, and that was on our own. We turned around to do it. So I wonder if we're going to try to get any value out of this. Might not be the worst time for a microfilm, as Amba is away. Instead, we're just going to pull the book out. Similar start to what Opie did.
Yeah, and Special Target's going to join us. We could tell on that path where they were going, so we are anticipating this. Now, the unfortunate thing, of course, is I'm asking us to put that book back. Well, actually, no, they're not going to put that book back, but we're not going to be able to get that fingerprint. So we might go for the fingerprint in the briefcase here.
Well, now's a good time to go back to blue.
It is true.
I mean, she's kind of in the middle of it. There's not a lot of room. We could squeeze in on the left there, though. Could be a good microfilm spot, too. With some cover.
Yep, 100%. And that C-Rams agrees and goes for the microfilm. The head is not very visible. Now, the only thing is whether or not Opie doesn't like the spacing on that pad there.
I agree. I think the spacing is more inherently suspicious than anything else. But at the same time, there's so much happening, with the statues and watching Amba and Toby that it's just, it's something that there will be a small mental note as we do kind of walk back to Sorry, which that I think is probably the most inherently suspicious thing, as we have now walked to Sorry twice. The blue bookshelves obviously being the most notable one. And now we join the conversation with the DA, and the banana bread is about to go off, which, behaviorally, we definitely look like a spy option here. But Irish bailing from the conversation, going right to statues could be a good shout.
The bug! Ooh. The bug! Incredible bug!
Oh my goodness, that was a great bug as the ambassador walks by. Now we just need one more mission. Are we going to go for the green microfilm to win it? Do we, swap Irish's statue here behind us? What is the play for this fourth mission?
Unfortunately, Ambassador has been dropping a bunch of fingerprints at Green Bookshelf, so we kind of don't want to do that one. So it feels like we might just go to Center Inspects, but Center Inspects, like that would just feel like a completely different game that OP could still shoot for. Red Dress is going to be going here, so it looks like we are beelining for this actual book, but it's going to be a fingerprintable book, so we're going to be looked at a little bit, but we might not be watched for the For the microfilm, though, we
Oh
decide
no,
also, by
we
the
are
way.
being kept on screen. We are being kept on screen. Our right arm is being kept. Yep, the second we walk away, we move. We are definitely at least watching for it.
So we'll see where we can go in it. So this is an empty conversation circle, so we should be reading here if we stay. We are not reading. We are not reading. Okay, we are going to the other painting. I feel like we're going to be kept on screen. Also,
We
CRAMs
are
might
being
be
kept
feeling
on
out how
screen.
suspicious they are. Our arm is being kept on screen, but there's a low light coming over. Sorry, there is a. We are
The lighting's
rotating. We're
horrible.
rotating. We're rotating. But the head turn is there, but it's pretty subtle
We
on
we
teal
gotta go
there.
put it back. We gotta go put it back. Oh my God, there's gonna be overtime.
There's going to be a
We're not
decent
gonna.
amount of overtime. This might completely fall apart because okay, so we're watching Bug here for sure. So okay, so for the tournament on the line, we are rotating fully around for this shot though at overtime, and we
We
completely
find
it.
Oh my
God.
God, that is a great shot, and it looked like we wanted to shoot even before the overtime came off. We were lining it up, right away. Like we rotated over. We were watching that. I think bug credit. That was a great bug. I think there's bug credit rather than seeing the bug. But I think behaviorally, we were probably flirt paired with sorry. We joined the DA. We contact. We were at both bookshelves. I think while, that's not an easy shot by any means, it's the correct shot. And good on Opie, 18 games deep, having enough presence of mind to calm themselves down. They didn't see anything. They did not. I don't think they saw anything that gave away that CRMs was a spy there. So that's a really, really good shot.
Yeah, again, that might be another instance of almost treating like there's so many things to watch at the end. You're like, okay, the possible finish is Teal might have gotten a microfilm past me. I just didn't see it. So I'm going to treat microfilm like it's a soft tell, but I don't need to worry about it until Teal puts the book back, right? Because you having the microfilm in the correct book doesn't matter until you put it back. So they might have been like, okay, I actually am going to maximize my attention on everything else going in the venue because if Teal doesn't put it back, there's not a problem for me at all anyway. And the timing alone of when we put it back might have been enough. Fabulous, fabulous shot. And what a set. And we are now going into overtime into a map that CRAMs hates, by the way.
Yes, for anyone who recalls in the match that I played against CRAMs for 76 games, we actually had an agreement to shoot or to throw the balcony games because we didn't want such a big match to end on balcony. Well, the SCL rules and the Summer Cup rules are far different, as balcony is not used in the Summer Cup for anything but strictly overtime, which it sucks that CRAMS doesn't like this venue because overtime is what he's destined for most of the time. If we were doing SpyParty gambling, I think the odds would be heavily in favor of CRAMS going to overtime, no matter who he's playing. So, this is gonna be crazy. I think Opie is a pretty good balcony player. But with that said, CRAMS is just, he has found a way to find a way in this match multiple times, and so is Opie. And so I'm really, really excited for this overtime. Who knows how long we're going to be here, but no matter what, we got a full set in. It's been an unbelievable set. One of the best sets I've ever personally watched, I think. And I think I'm ready for this overtime. Are you, Slappy?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll say one more thing of like Opie has, while the community is considering the future of Balcony's presence in the competitive scene, there's no way Opie would do that agreement for Balcony because Opie wants actually Balcony to stay a little bit and doesn't think it's as competitively coin flippy. So 100% on paper, at least just from their history. I don't consider OpiWrites to be like an amazing Balcony player, but CRAMs being against it and OpiWrites being for it alone, it seems like it's leaning OpiWrites, but of course it is Balcony, so there is an element of luck to it. We'll just have to see how it works out.
Yeah, leaning one way, really, neither of these players care if they're the favorite or not right now. All they care about is taking it home and making the finals. All right, Slappy, all of this work has come to this. It's wheels on balcony, Opie spying in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And now, balcony is unique because you are watching heavily for talks. It's the number one thing you're really watching for. Of course, bug, but you are watching to see how much these players talk. And there's mind games to it, to the talks. And if the more players talk, the more inherently suspicious they get. But there's also the flip side of like not talking at all, trying to get a civ shot. 50% is beautiful right there, as we are not even right next to Smallman, and we still get the 50%. That's a big start.
And I'll note here something kind of odd to people that might know a little bit about balcony and just selection targets is we talked before we flirted and then talked again. So the part of it that's interesting is you would think objectively it's better to flirt first because that starts the timer a little bit earlier, so you have more options. But Opie is also committing to doing 2 talks in a row because one of the things that players can watch for is the timing of talks, because some spies will just come into balcony, they will only talk when they're flirting, which means there's a certain amount of time they just don't talk in. There'll be 45 seconds of dead space from them for sure until they're willing to talk again. So Opie playing a little bit against type of spy from the get-go. So far, it does look like we're paired anyways, because there was a stack up on that spot from several different characters. So Opie could have been flirting with Twin. Opie could have been flirting with Sari. Opie could have been flirting with Smallman.
We really wanted Smallman to find a way to squeeze in there, but there was just no room in between us and Sari.
Banana bread.
Banana bread comes off. I was going to say typically going for the briefcase is seen as not suspicious, but Smallman going for it is the only exception. 15 seconds left. We're not going to finish this. I think we're just going to have to time out. If C-Rams can hold this... Oh, he can't. Of course I jinx it. And the shot on Boots comes off for a talk. Yeah, that's the nature of balcony right there is, any character can talk. There's only, 5 suspects. So 6 suspects. So if anybody talks, it could just be a shot. And now OpiWrites with a chance to win the set right here on the sniper side.
It was an interesting timing for the shot too, because if Boots was finishing flirt, and it was an honestly strange spot for her to finish flirt, she talked at like 23 seconds left. The shot came off at 10 seconds left. That is C-Rams not playing balcony very often, straight up.
Yep.
That's just about C-Rams, great sniper, doesn't practice balcony, doesn't like it. And so not an amazing game by Opie, but good enough for throwing C-Rams off balance, and we'll see. Opie, this is one of Opie's claims, and I actually do agree with this, that sniping is where the skill on balcony comes from. It's not a lot of spy agency. So we'll see if Opie is able to leverage their familiarity with balcony.
Yeah, and having a significant comfort level on a forced overtime venue where that the set is going to end here, whether it's this game or in 3 games or however many games it takes, just knowing that this is the set overtime venue means that Opie is just going to inherently have an advantage. And if he feels pretty comfortable sniping this venue, C-Rams, who has had some great spy games, they've typically come with more things to look at. It's hard, in plain sight, but C-Rams just shot Boots, so I think C-Rams feels it's only right that he tries to win some favor back over with Boots by bringing this game back in a game he has to have. If OpiWrites wins this game, the set is over and OpiWrites to the finals. Are you ready, Slappy?
So ready.
C-Rams spying as Boots, maybe for the last time in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We're going to start at window. We are going to let ourselves stay under AI control because I guess we really don't want to mess up pathing, maybe because we're so unfamiliar with balcony. It is going to put us on the opposite side of our seduction target, so we may not love our decision there, but we do take over just to make sure that we don't mess up on kind of that. OpiWrites taking a bunch of low lighting at the start. We'll see what happens with Boots here, because Boots is going to be honestly pretty inactive at the start here. I would not be surprised to see a low light on here on Boots in a second. And honestly, I wouldn't mind if we see something happen with our character, a banana bread and then a bug. If C-Rams feels like... C-Rams still isn't talking. I think this is going to be a bug game.
Yeah, it's got to be crash bug at 5 or whatever if nobody is shot by then. Probably, unless, our seduction target obliges, but I just don't know if I see it. We're just hoping that, one of the other AIs talks a good bit. Oh, we bug! I don't think it was seen! Oh my god! It was in rotation! The bug comes off! And we have another overtime! Oh my goodness! Slappy, what is happening? What a bug!
That is a great bug. Like straight up, like we talk about like CRMs doesn't play bug enough, and that's a great choice. Like one, I think CRMs actually would have preferred to have been low lit by that point, where we did a full set of many rotations of not talk. We didn't talk once that game because we greened the banana bread altogether. So we didn't talk at all. Opie very plausibly might have low lit us at some point. Maybe didn't because they were worried about the bug, but then just wasn't looking at it because it's in the time zone. Or sorry, it's in the area of the game that there might be something wild coming off in there and just catches Opie off guard. Really fun lean right there. Great bug. Just altogether, like with boots, like using boots for that bug is just fantastic.
I think the timing there was really good because like Opie is about like he starts zooming out as the arm is sticking out, which makes it when you're in rotation or like in a movement of some form, it makes it a lot harder to catch something like that. And by the time we were able to reprocess the zoom out, the bug was already complete and we were in mission win countdown. Yeah, I think not talking at all definitely it's polarizing, right? We should be watching Boots for the bug because Boots isn't talking, and that's their only way to really finish. But at the same time, I think we were just expecting a flirt contact finish, and going for the bug there was pretty unexpected. But with Seagram's back against the wall, you got to do things that the sniper isn't expecting, and I don't think Opie was really expecting a bug right there, and so. I truthfully thought that was gonna be it when we had no flirt progress with a minute left, but that bug caught me off guard as well. So that was crazy, and we're all even again. It's 10-10 now. So everything that just happened in the past 6 minutes, it doesn't matter now. We're still even. We're still at balcony, and the score is tied again.
Let's do it. We're gonna have at least 2 games no matter what, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, at least 2 games no matter what. We will. This will be going on to games 21 and 22. OpiWrites back on the spy side as Teal, playing it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
What's funny also is I just haven't seen C-Rams play.
Immediate talk and a stop talk. We immediately talk and stop talk. If we got a 51%, that would have been huge. We're still going to need 2 talks, but now we don't have the pressure of having to hit the greens at least. So that's, it's a solid start. I think, white test isn't great. We still need 2 flirts, but we could be a little more creative with the flirts now. We don't have to be, right next to general if we hit a green on the next one. Well, yeah, and, you don't have an option. He's gone.
We don't, and we don't really probably want to reposition ourselves too quickly right here. And General is going to join near us again, so we are going to contact right at this moment.
It's going to be a white.
Banana bread.
It's going to be great then that we actually have that like no talk, although we do get highlight in that one. So those are white banana bread highlights, but not flirt highlights. We'll see how those interface with the fact that we're going to be talking 2 more times. That doesn't look great for us. General has been bouncing a lot in this one, so I'm curious how C-Rams parses this, because General is going back and forth between the conversation circles in and out of the conversation circle very reliably, and either will look very spy-like or very obviously not spy-like. I'm going to lean towards a not spy-like because I don't know if they talked. And this is a shot on wheels.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was just getting ready to say that BB, it looks so much like a white, because typically when someone joins, a spy will immediately green BB, but because they missed the green, it looks white. Thankfully for us, Wheels was talking more and also had a white BB, and so Wheels gets shot, and that's a 3rd spy win in a row in balcony. Who said the skill was in the sniper? Where's the skill? Huh? Where is it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I want to see it. Like I guess we'll see it, but like I think that is honestly another spot where C-Ram's familiarity with balcony, because that shot, there was a talk after the white BB that came for like around a minute, and then the shot came off around 35 seconds, and even at like a cross conversation flirt, which it probably would have been at that point, would have been weirdly timed. I don't know who he could have finished with, and it would have been a little bit too early. It's just a slightly too early talk to really actually be a threat. Ambassador was also behind wheels, so could have somehow phantom a bug. But anyways, regardless, I mean, Opie still would have to still win. We're back to that same spot where Opie has to win the sniper game, and we just had a brilliant little maneuver by Seagrams, but can he do it again?
Well, what I'm learning today is I got fleeced into agreeing to not play out the balcony matches when we did it earlier. I think that might have been the play for me. Yeah, we've seen 3 spy wins so far, and C-Ram's had an impressive spy win, but it's for nothing if we just keep shooting civs here. And now that Opie knows that C-Rams has shot civs twice, like, C-Rams has got to be tilted out of his mind, and it's going to be hard for C-Rams to get another spy win here on Opie. He got away with that bug one time, but I don't think that bug's going to work again. I think we're just going to have to get the flirts right and just hope we don't get shot for it. All right, Slappy. Maybe for the last time again, C-Rams spying to stay alive as sorry in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Similar casts, by the way. It does feel like both players are picking cast. They're picking good bug characters. So we see Boots, Alice, General, Kane, White Dress. So it seems like we're both leaning into the paranoia around bugs, though they're slightly different casts based upon what we think the better paranoia would be for a bugging character. We are going to get a cross conversation flirt. I don't know about this because it's looking like we're flirting with General, so we'll see if this actually works out for us, not getting this one. But then again, we couldn't really get close to White Dress, so I guess it's about as good as we could have done.
Yeah, White Dress is being guarded by General right now, being held hostage over there. It's just no way we were going to be able to get right up next to her with so much like blockage there. But we do have 43%. We'd like to get a flirt and maybe an immediate walk away. That might be the waiter. We didn't even do anything with the drink. I don't think we weren't focusing on it at all. The waiter gave up. So if that was being noticed, that's a huge hardtail. We need a flirt and walk away, I think.
We need a flirt, walk away. Double agent, by the way, getting low lit on a series of interesting choices around briefcase and not going back in and a good return. And that's going to be a huge problem. Because otherwise, Boots was nice and active.
Oh no, white BB.
And a leave during a talk. We were not done with that talk yet.
Oh gosh.
I mean, like, there is this 10-second gap, and so it doesn't matter. Rams is destined for overtime.
I can't. I swear, C-Rams has some voodoo magic where no matter what, he's gonna find a way through. It didn't help Opie that General and Pearls were stacked on top of each other for so long. It looked so much like they were flirting. But oh my goodness, 4 spy wins on balcony. Oh, and 3 of them have been civ shots. This is why people are calling for this venue to be abolished. I personally find it to be a fun party venue. It's not a bad overtime venue, but man, you see all of these great sniper shots and these great plays early on, and then you just see civ shot after civ shot for these talks. It does feel a little brutal right there. Yeah, both players are probably kicking themselves at this point for plays. I mean, C-Rams has shot 2 civs, Opie shot a civ and missed a bug, and so it could be a mix of fatigue and stress and pressure and everything combined into one. I mean, we are 22 games deep now, and this is a semifinal match, knockout match, right? Like, the loser cannot win the Summer Cup, and so there's just a lot riding on this, and we have seen the pressure getting to both players, really, honestly, but it's like none of it happened because guess what? It's balcony again, and we're still tied up. Oh man, Slappy. This has been a bonkers match.
No, this is crazy. Yeah. Oh, we got to see how this goes out. So we got OpiWrites as Taft.
Yep, OpiWrites is playing as Taft for the 3rd time on balcony spying in 3, 2, 1, playing it. All right, and at some point, the sniper is gonna break through, right? These are good snipers. You would, if you were just watching the balcony games, you would think these snipers suck. How are they in the semifinals? No, they're just really good players who, sometimes you're so good, you have to shoot for little things, and every time
red.
it's just gone the Spy's way. That looks so much like its general. Immediate leave. And typically, the briefcase makes you look less suspicious, but with a minute 30 left, it could be an excuse to get out of conversation and remove some of that flirt cooldown. So, General definitely looking suspicious right now.
Yeah, no, this is already looking like a strong game. If OP 3 greens this one, this feels like a hard shot for C-Rams. And I do actually like OP's decision to throw an early banana bread, because if C-Rams doesn't have a lot of experience playing competitive balcony, they're not going to have as many sponsors for
It's a red!
red test. Oh, it must have been no, it just dang, wow. That might be the tournament. We'll see. But like, I think that absolutely would have been a win. I think it was a green test.
Yeah, and I have to imagine that the green was probably a sliver right next. He comes right back, but I don't think he's close enough for the green, and I think Opie knows it. And the ambassador takes our spot. Opie's hating this ambassador right now. Get out of the way, fool. I'm trying to flirt with Wheels. Oh, gosh. He does get out of the way. He does. And and Wheels is shot anyway. It doesn't matter. None of it matters because Wheels is shot anyway for talking. And that's another sim shot. Oh my God. Goodness.
I kind of wanted the red test. Well, I mean, actually, no, the red test did matter because we sent Wheels away. Wheels exited the conversation at an awkward time. So Wheels ends up getting shot for going right back to the exact same spot. Maybe they look like they flirted with us. And then, but I don't think that was, Opie was not going for a frame there, because Opie probably could have just won with the green test. But then Opie also timed out. The ambassador took our spot, but was having their space invaded. Opie was watching the space invading bar, and then immediately started booking it back, because we knew for a fact that spot was going to be opening up at exactly a certain time, and that we were going to be trying to maximize our time there. So we wanted to minimize the number of talks we did, which would only be 2 anyways if we hit the green. Because we hit that red, Wheels left, probably looked like they were flirting with Disney. Not an unreasonable shot, just really funny how the game worked out in the end.
Yeah, and you can see frame by frame, the second the Amba leaves conversation, we go to join. Doesn't matter, though, because Wheel starts talking before we even can think about flirting. And, yep, that's 5 for 5 for the Spy on balcony so far, 4 of them being Civ shots. So, at this point, it's the wild, wild west here in balcony, and I think we should just get to the next game, and let's see if Opie can finally finish the set off with C-Rams playing as Irish. I don't know if he can get through another one, but we'll see. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's like the streak of overtime matches that C-Rams has had this last year is statistically insane. This is just such an interesting spot that he's found himself so many times. We do have a potential, I don't think Sorry did that quick enough. Sorry might have looked like they bugged here. I was worried for a second there that Opie was literally just going to shoot Sorry straight up.
One note against Sorry, with General leaving, that looks like a white, because it's like, why would you green BB after a suspect just leaves? It looks like a white was started before General left conversation, and so I think Sorry is going to be looking even more suspicious right now, and she might die on another talk.
Yep, and there's a lot of time left, and so Sorry's going to talk. That's too soon, I think, for flirt completion. Just like on the timer flirt, we're going to see if she walks away from that drink. She does not yet. She is going to be sipping a little bit though, so this is going to slow down her talking potential just a bit. She's going to walk away naturally, no sip, but that is enough time, 52 seconds, that she's going to return to this conversation, likely have another talk in there. So that's very possible here, and that seems where Opie's really dedicating a lot of their attention. Ponytail really could only be flirting with Sorry, so Ponytail is leaving. It does look, by the way, like Ponytail might be trying to reposition to make sure that they could finish with Sorry. So I could see actually Ponytail getting shot as well. We are now finishing mission window, and there's a Sorry.
Oh my goodness! Yep, we were talking about it. Sorry, it looked like a white BB, and it's because I think that whole match. This thing's a chess match, right? We were watching almost 2 minutes of content, but I think simply that being a green BB with General walking out while Sari is talking is the reason we got shot there. Like, yes, of course, Sari comes back into the same spot and talks again. That looks suspicious, but I think inherently it looks so much like it's a white BB at the beginning that we were just looking for any reason to shoot Sari there. I mean, we finished missions, so even if the shot doesn't come off on Sari, we win that game. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
No, 100%. I think you're spot on with the reason we got the first highlight, and then Sorry after returning goes right back into conversation, immediately starts talking. They're like these actually aren't unreasonable, just stupid shots and stupid
Not at all.
decisions by the sniper. This is just honestly the nature of balcony.
Not at all. These are understandable shots. I haven't seen a, yes, they're bad shots. They're losing you the game, but every shot has had a reason behind it. And also in these players' minds, they're thinking, oh, they just shot a civ. They're probably going to think I'm not finishing this time. So every single time someone's potentially finishing, they're shooting. And every single time it's a bit of AI, which, in SpyParty, it's kind of crazy that AIs have been this suspicious. Because typically you'll get a game where the AIs are just not, helping you. It feels like the AI that's been the most suspicious has, done their part every single time. And yeah, all right. Well, it's 12-12 now. We have played 6 games of overtime, and the sniper has won 0 times. So that sniper skill we were talking about, at this point, it's just I don't think any player is caring about skill right now. They're just, please let me shoot the spy and get this over with. But yeah, all right. Pearls makes a return as Opie once again spying on balcony. Let's see what happens. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, now this is if this is some of the last time we ever see OT balcony, it's a great way to send it off because this is just like super interesting and fun.
It is.
Banana bread.
Immediate green. We get 2 greens, but we did get highlight along with Alice for this, and so, it's possible we die on another talk. I mean, but the thing is, when you shoot so many civs, C-Rams is probably, internally just like, God, I'm freaking out right now about shooting civs. But at the same time, you can't just be in the mindset of all right, I'm just not going to shoot now because I'm scared of shooting civs. You just have to keep playing each game individually. But, there does become a point where you're getting tilted. And right now, I think both players are fairly tilted a bit.
Yeah, and Opie goes for a flirt and then the late flirt animation green test. Oh, it's so fast. It's so fast.
Oh, there's no way. Yeah, see, and I think a big thing is C-Rams, it's a 3 green game on balcony after you've shot 3 civs. Like, how are you supposed to shoot that, right? You've shot so many civs who have done more, and then you're expected to shoot pearls there on a 3 green game where with a minute left. Like, it's understandable for the hold, and I honestly think we might have found that shot if it was the first game of overtime. But because we just shot 3 civs, that allowed Opie to just rush in and finish. And that was a very, very commanding game on the spy side. That makes it 7 spy wins in a row on balcony. And, every time we go to match point and C-Rams is spying, you're thinking, well, this is going to be it. Well, at this point, I think it's not going to be it. I think we're going to keep going. So, yeah, C-Rams back to the tilt character on Smallman. Slappy, do you think we're in for a bug?
I don't actually like that he picked Smallman because I'm worried for him. I think he might play. I think what he's done has kind of worked out for him. So we'll have to see. But I do like that last game was just a great. It's just a great balcony game. I'm actually kind of. It's going to be funny. That's probably going to show up sometime and ruin someone's daily someday. Like that game will show up in the daily pool and just go wreck some dailies because it's about as clean of a 3 green as you can get. So we'll have to see how that works out. But man, this next game is also just going to be about. I almost want to see an immediate bug and contact dance for 10 seconds to try to dare him to shoot. But I do not think that C-Rams would risk that sort of ignominy. So nope, I'm just ready for it.
Yeah, with the number of Civ shots, I just don't know if I see a dance unless like we bug and we just think like it's for sure seen and it's like a desperation thing. I doubt we'll do it at the beginning of the game. Um, but I want to say thank you to everybody for watching. If you do get this game in the daily, at least you'll know who the spy is. So that's your little prize for staying with us all this time. We'll see if this is the last game of the set. Once again, C-Rams back against the walls, spying as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
No, we
And
like AI took
ooh,
us towards Ambassador right at the start. I was like, oh my god, yes. But we're in kind of an awkward spot. So this, I
but
am actually
Sorry gets the
especially
highlight
worried.
for us.
That is true.
Sorry gets the not us. That's good.
That is true because like the shot on General that happened earlier, the stack with General and White Dress went the other direction, where White Dress and General were stacked, never moved. Um, I do actually like this walkaway.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
There's no
quite
reason for us
helpful.
to be there. No reason for us to be there. We didn't get much flirt progress. Um, the problem is the only spot open is where we just were, kind of. Now we're on the other
Banana
side of
bread.
Kane. That's not really great. Um, if we're gonna flirt, we probably need a green across here to even get into one flirt range. And we do hit the green, though. In fairness, we do hit the green. The problem is that it's gonna look like we're flirting more with Kane and Sorry. And maybe if we're thinking, oh, if we have 85% and we go across, because like right now we probably just need to leave and, ooh, 95% now. Oh my
That
goodness. Oh
That's a
my
really
goodness.
interesting timing. At first I didn't like that idea, but it is true that only Boots could have been flirted with at that
Yep.
speed. So it's
And
actually
for far
kind of a
away.
cool play. Exactly, because it had to be far away. She had to leave. She had to come back, and he had to do the double thing. And so now we actually have to not flirt with Kane. We have like right now it's the overlapping. Oh man, I honestly wouldn't even mind like joining, but we are gonna wait for Boots to come back in here. And Kane, I would actually love leaving because it might look like we're flirting with Kane at
Oh,
this point.
she's right next to us.
Oh
We
God,
talk. It's a
I think
shot.
it's it. I
Oh, it
think it's
is a
it.
shot. Yep. And the thing is, I mean, maybe we figured out that Boots was the seduction target from that immediate talk before, but yeah, great shot from OP. A lot going on there, a lot of pressure. You just shot, two civs, missed a bug. Good on OP to, stay on it, and finally we get a sniper win here on balcony, and that's the set. The final score is going to be 14-12. OpiWrites is going to the finals, and he will face Astatine Effect. And you know what? I'm not gonna, it's not about me, but I predicted this exact final matchup. I feel proud of myself. And OP,
No,
of course.
no, it's a great finals coming together in here. That was a great set. It's also like I can't remember the last OT that C Rams lost. I don't know if he's lost any of those super long OTs that he's been a part of. It's at this point he's just notorious for these OTs. But and now it is true that it's on balcony, which has been his weak spot in the idea of these OTs. But honestly, CRM should be less afraid of these OTs because he did totally fine on the spy side. Like he's got reasonable spy decisions. Obviously, some of them kind of worked out crazy, but I liked seeing a spy. But yep, I think that honestly, if he just spent like a couple hours honing in on balcony, he could apply some of his knowledge and get good at balcony and clean that up. That said, again, we may never see balcony competitively again. Sorry, that's probably not true. It'll show up competitively somewhere, but it might be a long time, and we'll see a lot less of it.
Well, it'll
It
definitely
is
show up in
very few.
Gabrio's balcony tournament.
It'll definitely show up in all these like random tournaments, but like
Really?
I do,
I want to
it's
ban it.
fun. Like I love casting and like watching balcony OTs.
Yeah.
They're just something classic about them. I do understand the players might have just hated that experience, but it was pretty fun to see.
Yeah, and I think like Cerams could be upset about, balcony being the OT, and I understand that. But, he had multiple chances to win the set in regulation knowing that balcony was OT. I mean, he was up 9-6 in this match. He, had a couple of leads, and every time he got a lead, he let OP right back in on it. Whether it was with a Civ shot or a mission finish from OP, regardless of what it was, every single time OP answered the call. And yeah, I think this was a very good display of players that, are really, really strong on the sniper side, showing that you can be creative and really get things through on the spy. I mean, overall, it's possible that there were more spy games won than sniper games in this set. It's pretty close. I mean, given Balcony's doing a lot of the heavy lifting there, but
Yeah, there were way more spy wins in general than I was anticipating.
yeah. Yeah, CRS matches, it's typically like sniper split, sniper split, sniper split. Oh, one person sweep, sniper split. This game, it was, OP sweep, CRAM sweep, sniper split, CRAM sweep, sniper split, ORAM sweep. Like, it was unbelievably crazy, and something that I haven't seen in a CRAMs match yet, and that shows what happens when you put arguably the best spy in the game with one of the best up-and-coming snipers. You get a great match and a great product, and yeah, I think both, if CRAMs and Guggy do decide to play the third-place match, that will be a very good game as well. So I'm excited for the finals, the third place match. This was an unbelievable semifinals, and I'm so happy I was here to cast it.
Yeah, and I counted it up. Now it is true, Balcony did do the heavy lifting, but that was a spy-sided set, which is not what I expected from a CRAM set at all. But again, but even without Balcony included, we were at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the what was it, the 18 were spy wins. That's not majority, but like half. It's almost half. That's crazy.
Yeah. Normally you get one or two.
Yeah, exactly. You usually, like, I was expecting like maybe OP will get one or two, maybe CRMs will get one. No, not at all. It could not be more wrong. They both got 4 each, and then seven in overtime. What is that? 15 of the 20, was it 24, 26 games? That's a big percentage, and it goes to show that SpyParty, it's not dead. You could still find ways through on the spy side. If you're new and watching this and you want to get into the competitive field, SpyParty is on Steam, $25. It may seem like a lot, but it is a lot of fun. There is a good community around it, a good competitive field, and a lot of the top players are always looking to try and help newer players. So if you're a newer player and you're looking for help, never be afraid to ask. Thank you, Kletos, for hosting, and Slappy for commentating. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Always happy to see both sets really competitive. Like that last set was especially crazy, but even the prior set really was very, very close. I mean, it was just one sweep away from being tied up. So SpyParty competitive is still going strong, and OpiWrites, Astatine, completely reasonable finals. And honestly, I kind of hope the third place match is played, because I'd love to see Guggy CRAMs, but we will see if the players acquiesce to that. But yeah, congrats to everybody involved. Great Final Four, and looking forward to the finals.
Yep, that will be exciting. Hopefully, I don't know if we'll be doing that next weekend or not, but either way, it should be pretty exciting. I don't want to even know how many overtime games the third place match is going to go to, but hopefully somebody else will be hosting that one. All right, everybody.
Are we ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we are good. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all again, hopefully next weekend, with some more Summer Cup.